Welcome to Custom Made in New York podcast, reminding women of their worth one week at a time. This show is dedicated to all women, custom made especially to win. I'm your host, Raven Joseph. Hey everyone, welcome back to Custom Made in New York podcast. My name is Raven Joseph. I'm so glad that you could make it this week. Thank you for tuning in. So for the past few weeks, I've interviewed ladies in the community just discussing wellness and women stuff. And this week, I just wanted to come back on and just talk about things that are happening and just remind you to keep your head up. So when I initially started Custom Made in New York podcast, I just wanted to support women of color. I had no idea what direction to take this podcast or what really I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about things that I know would encourage my fellow sisters and just to improve our lives. As I'm improving my own, I just wanted to share what I was learning with other people and hopefully encourage people with whatever situations that are similar so that it's easier for them, to deal or to handle things. It was on Friday that I was listening to or watching the interview with Nikki Giovanni and Angela Davis, and Angela Davis brought up a point that, when I say it spoke to me, it really spoke to me. And she was talking, in other words, she was saying that we're not taught pretty much how to care for ourselves. We're not taught how to cope with things, right? As women of color, we are taught to make sacrifices. We are taught not to cry, but to do, not to rest, but to keep going. And I've been learning for myself. I used to, when I was stressed about something or depressed about something, I would bury myself in work. I would never address the issue, and it would always reveal itself again because I never knew how to address the issues. And this is one of the reasons why I have this podcast, is just to remind us that we need to be balanced. So, Mother's Day just passed on Sunday. So happy Mother's Day to all the women. And I just want to remind you all that your actions do not go unnoticed. And I say this to say, I didn't realize until I was in my 20s that I am my mother. I really am a mother. And I say it with pride because when I make decisions and when I'm thinking about stuff, I swear I quote my mom in my head. I'm saying things that she said. And now even when I read the Bible more now, because I didn't really read the Bible so much growing up, but I'm oh, she got this quote she used to say from the Bible. She used to always quote these proverbs and stuff like that, not knowing that it came from the Bible, but I'm quoting them. And because you don't even realize that you are becoming your mother. So you do things, you make decisions based on what she would say or what she would do. So just keep that in mind. And because as women of color, we're taught to make sacrifices and just to stay strong and be strong and not show weaknesses. I've seen my mom cry less than a handful of times that I can remember. And showing emotion is not weak, you understand? And I used to think showing emotion was weak. So I would hide my emotions, right? But just breaking those habits that we have and treating ourselves or taking care of ourselves as women is actually going to break those generational curses and habits that we have when we not even really noticing, but taking care of ourselves will help our kids to take care of themselves and to be better than what we are. Because the goal is, right, to be better than our parents, to aim high, to go further than our parents did. They made those sacrifices for us so that we could be better. So with that being said, I just wanted to remind you all that you are great, you are powerful, and just some tips, because I know a lot of women are struggling during this time, especially with losing jobs, and it's such a trying time. I just wanted to remind you that this is temporary, And this is eventually going to lead to your testimony. So just know that. And I know from personally speaking, when I get stuck, I have to figure out a way to get unstuck. Like when I feel like it's at the end of the world, it's not really the end of the world, Raven. Like I know that. So like some things that I spoke about in past episodes is just being community. Like when I'm feeling stuck or overwhelmed, it's so nice to have my sisters from church, my besties, to talk to people that I know are not going to judge me, but speak to me with compassion and understanding and help me to like shuffle through the situation that I'm in so that I have a better understanding. Because sometimes, like, when I get in my head, oh my gosh, stop. I got to stop myself and like either write it down or talk about it. And it's not the time to be around people who are only making your situation worse. So if you find yourself around people that when you leave them, your energy feels drained or you feel anxious or you feel worse off, then that's not the person. I'm not saying cut them out of your life, but that's not the person for you to be around in this time. Like, this is a time for you to find your friends, some possibly an accountability partner to get you back on your feet, because again, this is temporary. And there are resources everywhere. You can talk to someone about what you're feeling or what you're going through and not even realize that they're able to get you to your next step, or they're able to point you in the right direction of your next step. Like even going on social media, the fact that we have social media at our fingertips at this time, I say already we're better off than people who were going through recessions and things of that nature years ago, because you can just reach out to someone in their DMs. You can find their contact information much easier. You can send a pitch. You can probably get a job online. It'll be much easier to get back on your feet or to get to your next step if you utilize your resources that you have. So be persistent. You like this usually when people are in trying times, that hunger gets them to the next step. It actually gets them further than where they were. Like this loss is an actual gain. Like spend time alone thinking about what you're leaving behind. We talked about grieving as well in last week. Just grieving the loss is okay, but moving forward, you need to recognize. I'm pretty sure there were some things in your past, and I say past life because I feel like everyone's entering this new life during this time, and like looking at things that you want for yourself, or you want to be better, or you want it to be better, like pay attention to that. Because when you're moving forward now, don't like try to figure out how you can get what you actually want and not what you were settling for in some instances, because so many of us are not even happy with our jobs and the places we were at. This could be an eye-opener for you. This can be just like the universe shifting your direction to push you in the right direction of what you really and truly wanted for yourself. So spend some time alone and really think about what you want. Find inspiration in things around you and see how you feel. Like today, I didn't even know that I like gardening. I've always had a green thumb. I always have like plants in my house and things like that. But I've been thinking more of making my own food. I know it sounds strange. I tried it many years ago. I grew basil in the kitchen, but now like I have worms in my kitchen, composting worms that I just ordered. And I'm really excited. So that's something like that this time has showed me, is that a new hobby that I have is, I don't know where it's going to take me or lead me to, but it's exciting to see that when them vegetables rise up, I know my dad is going to be proud because he loves gardening. That's his thing. So like I said, we're like our parents and we don't even realize it. So just remember to be patient with yourself and to just keep going. And one of the things that when I am feeling overwhelmed, it's something new that like I just started saying to myself. And I think that we should all have our either our mantras or like our quotes or something that we can say to ourselves just to snap us back when we're feeling overwhelmed. And mine is 2 words, but God. So I was listening to a sermon, and we were saying all our challenges, all the things we're facing, like all these things are happening, people are dying, but then like, but God, but God is powerful. He's almighty. He's bigger than this. He's bigger than any problem that we have. So like anytime I say that, I swear to you, like it just helps me to stop with those negative thoughts or like allowing my thoughts to overwhelm me. So I want you to like think of a quote or find something that will help you to snap back when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed and you want to get back to being focused, because having a positive mind is really important, especially during this time. Look around and see what opportunities are now presenting themselves in this time, because a lot of changes are happening. This could be a benefit to you. Like, don't look at what you don't have, look at what you can get out of where you are today. So like I said before, this is a testimony. This is going to be your testimony. So just know that you have to be patient with yourself and keep reminding yourself of how powerful and how great you are and how awesome you are. And remember, failure is progress. Okay, so even though you may feel like you're a failure right now, you're going to learn from this. You're going to do better the next time, and hopefully you can give back by sharing your testimony and helping somebody out in the same situation. So because I'm feeling so gracious, I decided to create a planner. Something I do is I have to write down things. Like when they come to mind, I'm always jotting down. Like I have a pencil and pen by my bedside, just jotting down ideas and things like that. And I just wanted to share this. It's a planner, and it's just to help you get back on track. Like if you're feeling overwhelmed or you don't know which avenue or direction you want to go in, it's just to help you write down your thoughts and organize and to plan and to execute so that you are productive and it's a 90-day planner. So you're productive and you're able to look forward to something in your future, and one thing, although I write them down, not everything may come out exactly the way you want it, but sometimes it comes out 10 times better than you expected it to. So like I remember I was cleaning out when we first were asked to stay home in March. I was cleaning out my office and I found a checklist of things that I wanted to accomplish, and I accomplished about 9 of the 13 things that were on that list. So writing things down is super important, and so this planner, I hope, will help you to do just that. So this is going to be offered for a limited time. If you're interested, you can either email me directly at custommadeinnewyork@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram, hit me up in the DM, or you can just go to the link in my bio and you will find that information to sign up. And yeah, I want you to let me know how you do with this tool and how it helped you, and what your goals are. So you can share that. You can DM me. I'm interested to find out. So thank you again so much for listening. Tune in next week to Custom Made in New York podcast, where Ariella Rodriguez, licensed therapist, will be talking to us. Take care.